Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Silver is being bought up like crazy by the tons. And it's being bought and purchased as an investment. Now that is kind of interesting. Let's explore. Yes, a lot of the rise that we've seen in silver as of late has not really happened from, quote, our side. In other words, the physical, like what you see right here. It's been happening on the electronic side. Silver exchange traded funds, ETF holdings, since the start of June has risen more than the amount of metal that's been mined throughout the world for an entire month. The holdings in silver-backed ETFs, they surged 818 tons just on one day. And that's really the biggest daily increase compiled by Bloomberg since 2006. But again, these are electronic traded funds. I think the sharks are in the water, so to speak. People are taking a look around and realizing how small the silver market is and how little attention has been paid to it for the past few years here. And so that's kind of some of the reason why we've seen silver kind of hold steady and move up a bit, even when gold is kind of pushed back a little bit. Now, these are very minor movements in the price and the gold to silver ratio, but this could be something lead to a larger trend because there's still a lot of opportunity there. But it's really interesting to see how this thing has taken shape recently here. And Kitco has talked about this. Silver ETFs have now seen inflows of nearly 2,000 tons since the start of the month, and even 2,400 tons since the beginning of June. And it's just amazing to see this movement in the electronic markets. Most of these people will never, ever see the physical or care to even try to convert their electronic ETFs into silver. Now they will cash it out for cash, which leaves me to the question about, well, how much silver is backing up these trades? And will it ever be tested? And as you know, I've mentioned many times in the past that I don't think it ever will be tested. People are only buying it because of what it represents, not what it really backs. And there's a huge difference between that, between those things. Now, there is some could say, and I don't want to go as far as to say there's an illusion of it being backed by silver, because I do believe that funds like SLV have obviously some backing of physical to hold them, and that's kind of what it is, but it is not a 1-to-1 ratio by any stretch. In fact, some say it's hundreds to one ratio. In other words, for every 1 ounce of physical silver, there can be literally hundreds of ETF ounces out there. And that's just it, that's what happens in this world. But as these prices continue to climb, if they continue to climb, that is, I believe that we are going to see interest draw into the physical. And where I think we're, in a way, we're already kind of starting to see some of that. I know viewers of my last several videos on silver have stated that they're starting to buy more and purchase more, especially for those who really can't afford to get gold, because gold has really gone up now. So they're getting the next best thing, and that's silver. And silver is a metal that I believe will, in the end, will do what it's been doing for years, and that is to catch up and stay with inflation as a way to protect against fiat currencies out there. And notwithstanding, there are times when it underperforms compared to the dollar, and there are times when it overperforms. And I believe we want the happy medium where it keeps up with inflation and does what it does. And when it all averages out, when your dollar cost average from your purchases from a long period of time, and what is that long period of time? I would say probably, between 6 to 10 years probably, and that is That is considered pretty long haul, but for some of us, it's even longer than that. I remember buying silver when it was, $4 or $5 an ounce, and I remember buying it. I remember making purchases of silver when it was 40 some odd dollars an ounce, and I bought a lot less then than I did when it was less expensive. Regardless, I do think it's interesting, and I think this move to ETFs, the reason why I say investment is because, well, silver is one of those metals that can be utilized as an investment if trades are done timed right. The thing is getting that timing right and predicting it and doing it. It's risky. Anytime there's investment, there's risk involved. And this is one reason why I don't see it as an investment, because I buy it and I hold on to it. I don't try to time the markets with it. But if you do buy silver and trade it and sell it, the best way to do that is in electronic form, because you're not worried about these big premiums. You have to just trading fees and the like, and that's the way to do it. Plus, you can do it. You can trade the ratio in that way. That's really the best way to trade the ratio, is utilizing the electronic markets, because it's tougher to do that in the physical world. That's why in the physical world we buy it to hold on to it. But the excitement with the price of silver going up and staying above $16 now for quite some time, I think there's reason to celebrate and be excited, but under great caution, because just like how quickly all this silver has been bought by the tonnage, in the electronic markets, where's the physical to back it up? Number one, and number two, it can be dumped, at any moment in great mass, and it wouldn't be manipulation, by the way. Make no mistake, silver very well could be sold in mass and it not be manipulation, short selling and the like that could occur, where people take their gains and they walk away. They made a quick buck on silver, and they bought it and then left it. Love it and leave it. And that's what happens sometimes, and I believe at least these buys right now is they're taking advantage of the disinterest in silver. They saw that gold was going up and silver was not following. And this is probably something that happens in these markets where that does occur, and it moves on up. Now, for me, I've never bought a single bit of ETFs, never will, have no interest in it. I like the physical metal itself. And I'm also not buying a whole bunch of silver right now. I did place an order for some silver, but it was more collector pieces and the like. Don't expect to ever get any of those premiums back, by the way, when I purchase that. However, when I buy silver, it's because I enjoy the pieces that I buy for collections, but also understanding that no matter what, the intrinsic value of the silver contained therein provides a stack, and there's enough to be able to provide a stack, and there's other pieces you can get that could fit that mold as well, that you can enjoy for low premium silver. And so that is kind of where we sit. And now what will happen with these markets? Well, with all this buying in the electronic markets, it really is, in a sense, somewhat unpredictable. I believe it could eventually translate into more physical bullion buying by folks like us, and it could possibly bring some more back into the fold, into having an interest in maybe buying silver again, or bring new excitement to the physical world. However, in this world of an ever-increasing digital age, where Bitcoin is now all the rage these days, and cryptocurrencies where people are literally making money hand over fist at it, nominal moves in the silver price is not very appealing. But nonetheless, in the ETF markets, people may see, well, if they buy enough ounces, they can move ahead and make a pretty good amount, depending on when they sell it. We shall see. I think there is a trend where we will see a continuation and a movement in the metals, possibly upward, depending on how things hold out with trade, with the geopolitical situation, domestic political situations, and other factors that could come into play. So it's anyone's guess as to where things will go. But I'm of the feeling that silver is going to at least hold on above $16 an ounce for a while yet. We'll see what happens. I think that's probably a pretty safe bet. However, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it did go back below $16, and but I also wouldn't be surprised if it moved up to $17. You know, that amount of resistance was around between $16.40 and $16.50. And so far, we've been holding relatively close to that, which could bolster ETFs and purchases for silver as an investment in that world. But we deal in this world, the world of the physical, the world where we hold it and we own it and we treasure it, and we for the long haul. You know, that's what it's about. We hold it for the long haul and know that we are going to, in the end, protect ourselves by and large with a diversified metals portfolio of silver and gold as well. I believe and strongly encourage folks, no matter what the gold to silver ratio is, to purchase a little bit of gold as well to balance out a little bit, because I believe gold is the ultimate safe haven for sure. But right now, I think the sharks are coming in the paper markets and electronic markets, and they're making their move. Post your thoughts below. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.